Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Dava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya Yamunatira Vanacharya Natira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya Yamunatira Vanacharya Yamunatira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraja Kacharya Ashtatara Shata Shishimad His Divine Grace Shila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 6, text number 5. Narada Uvacha. Bhikshubir vipravasite Vigyanadeshtribir mama Vartamano vayasyadye Tata etad akarasham Narada uvacha Bhikshubir vipravasite Vigyanadeshtribir mama Vartamano vayasyadye Tata etad akarasham Narada uvacha Bhikshubir vipravasite Vigyanadeshtribir mama Vartamano vayasyade Tata etadakarasham Narada uvacha Bhikshubir vipravasite Vigyanadeshtribir mama Vartamano vayasyade etadakarasham. Okay, Matajis. Narada uvacha Vikshubir vipravasite Vigyanadeshtribir mama Vartamano vayasyade Tata etadakarasham. We need translation? English okay? Okay, good. Problem solved. Narada uvacha. Shri Narada said, Bhikshubhi, by the great sages, Vipravasita, having departed for other places, Vijnana, scientific spiritual knowledge, Adeshtribi, those who imparted unto me, Mama, mine, Vartamana, present, Vayasyadya, before this life, Tataha, thereafter, Etat, this much, Akarasham, performed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. Purport. In his previous life, when Naradaji was impregnated with spiritual knowledge by the great grace of the great sages, there was a tangible change in his life. Although he was only a boy of 5 years, that is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of devotees brings about a quick change in life for spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narada Muni is described by and by in this chapter. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pashita Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here there's a continuation of this idea that after initiation something should be different. The Bhaktivedantas came, they gave some association to Narada Muni, and then they left. And in text 3, there is also the question, which is very relevant. What happened between initiation and his becoming Narada Muni in a spiritual body? There's some things in between. It's not just manifest. Okay, magic wand and okay. So actually, it's true. Lord Chaitanya says, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastrakaya, Lava Matra, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhikaya. Says the verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. Yeah. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that this lava means 1/11 of a second. So it's simple. You want to get back to Godhead, you have to stay 1/11 of a second around the sadhu. And so, yes, it's there in the Shastra, but usually it doesn't happen like that. It's not. And the point is, what should happen in this association? I mean, do we have a mystical experience? Do you see stars? Do you see a black thing, which I don't know, and this and that? I was, before Krishna consciousness, I was in India, and I got initiated in this Mayavadi school. Yeah, can say. They didn't even know that they were Mayavadis, but they were Mayavadis. And you get there, and you get initiated, and you feel this burst of energy, and you feel this and that, and that's very nice. And the problem is, do you get transformed? You feel something for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, but is it something different in your life? And I came back from India, and I came back to living the way I used to live before. I was living in this ashram in India, and there, you have to follow these 4 regulative principles, and you have a morning program, Vishnu Sahasranam, and this something, like these Mayavadis, they know something, they usually in Sattva Gun, and something is there. And then you come back to a real world, and then you're back to living the way you did, like there's same life, eating meat, drinking, this everything. As one of the sannyasis in this lineage said, he was visiting in the West. He said, if you go to Rome, you have to live like the Romans. Like, all right. Very good. I wasn't convinced even then, but anyway, now I'm still more even less convinced that that's true. So that was my experience in going to India and being initiated and so on. Very spectacular, very nice experiences, but change of consciousness, not so much. And the opposite happened when I came to Krishna consciousness. It was completely not spectacular. Nothing happened. Like you just go there and Hare Krishna, not much happening. Like before you have this lucid dreams and mystic experiences, this and that, and like some guy came to Srila Prabhupada and said, I have this mystic experience and I feel that and Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry, just chant Hare Krishna and they will pass. So it was more or less like that for me. You come, you follow the process, nothing nothing spectacular. And in, this time, this shift of consciousness, and after 6 months of Krishna consciousness, if you actually follow, you see, your life is completely different. It's completely different, like you just couldn't do the things you did anymore 6 months ago. You're just like, wow, really that? No way. And of course you have these people who come to, there was one evening here in the temple, maybe 1 year ago, this lady came and she said that she has visions of Krishna and she loves Krishna very much and she feels, and then very emotional, very, like, wow, we're either very elevated platform. And then we never saw her again, of course. So, Srila Prabhupada does say that in a purport to Bhagavad Gita that this change of consciousness can happen in a second. He does say, but usually it's it's a bit gradual. And Srila Vyasadeva is interested, what happened in between. You got initiated and now you're Narada Muni in a pure spiritual body. What happened in between? And what changed, There's sometimes in ISKCON they have these seminars from Shraddha to Prema. What how does it happen? You have some faith and all of a sudden you're a pure devotee. You're in Radha Krishna's pastimes. And what's in between? Usually in our case these seminars stop, if they get to that point, they stop at Nishta. If you get to Nishta, it is already like, wow, huge achievement. So there's this book by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. It's called Madhurya Kadambini. Very good and very explains it's like 50 pages, and then you see you can learn so many things about yourself and others. When I first read it, I was like, wow, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he saw these people who come to our Hare Krishna movement. I mean, he lived in 16th century, 17th century, but he has seen everything, like. So like, wow, that's far out. So there's one important point he makes there before even starting with these stages from Shraddha to Prema. And the point is that bhakti comes from bhakti. It sounds like this, like you have this philosophers, like who say something and you're like, wow, but that's obvious. Why would you even bother saying that? But it's not, it's a very important point. Because the point is that you cannot get bhakti from any other place than from someone who has bhakti. That's very, very important. And then, of course, even this Shraddha is pure faith. If you're talking about pure faith, not faith mixed with, you can get only from, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that it's either natural or it comes from the preaching, from someone who has this faith. And he also says that if it's natural, it means that in previous lives someone was preaching to you. So it's not, it can only come from this, from one source, association with the devotees. There is no other chance. No. You do spiritual fitness, jnana yoga, karma yoga. No way. You're not gonna get bhakti. Bhakti has to come from bhakti. So that's why association is so important, and that's why it's so emphasized in the scripture. Because without devotee association, you cannot even have pure Shraddha, what to speak about. And it's also described that this is sometimes this process is our devotional plant. is compared to a plant, is a devotional creeper. And the water which you put on the creeper to grow is the same sadhu sangha, association of the devotees. Without this association of devotees, your devotional service will not grow. Finish. That's it. So that's why association is so important in every step to get faith, to it's not that you have Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, and you're a Bhajana Kriya. So, nice to meet you guys. And now I'm at Bhajana Kriya. I don't need Sadhu Sangha anymore. No, this Sadhu Sangha is there in every point. So that's why, and then there's this association of devotees, and also there's the negative, avoiding association of non-devotees. Lord Chaitanya even says that he's asked, what's the symptom of a Vaishnava? He says, asad sangha tyaga e Vaishnavachara. He says, the symptom of a Vaishnava is that he avoids bad association. He doesn't associate with non-devotees. That's it. Like, okay, that's the most important. Yeah, apparently. Srila Rupa Goswami says the same thing. In this nectar of instruction, which is 11 verses. It's just that, like it's just 11 verses. Of course, it's like 100 pages with Srila Prabhupada's purport and so on. But it's 11 verses. So Srila Rupa Goswami says everything in 11 verses. And actually he says everything in 8 verses, because the last 3 verses are just glorification of Radha Kund and Srimati Radharani. So he says everything in 8 verses. That's all he has to say, Okay, I've told you everything in 8 verses. And he actually says everything. And he talks there a lot about association of devotees, because it must be important. So, for example, in 2nd verse, he says what is blocking us in performing devotional services. And he says, Attehara prayasascha prajalponia magraha jana sangascha laulyamcha shadbir bhakti vinashati. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in following 6 activities. 1, eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. 2, over-endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. 3, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. 4, practicing the scriptural rules and regulation only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. 5, which is the source of all of this, associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. And 6, being greedy for mundane achievements. So actually this wrong association is the source of everything else. You're in the wrong association, then you start thinking, yeah, maybe I need more money, and I need to work, instead of working 10 hours per day, I need to work 12 hours per day. And they're like, well, but I don't have time to chant. I don't have time to chant, no problem. But and all other things come in this association, talking about mundane things. You talk about mundane things, then you think, wow, man, this must be important, Who won the football match? Well, it's important, Yeah, and then you're like, yeah, Prabhu, you still have 2 rounds to chant for today. Yes. Now I have something important. So the point is that wrong association is the source of everything that blocks us in the spiritual life. And then after he gives these negatives, okay, then he gives the positives. Okay, what do you have to do that you improve in your spiritual life? And it's very interesting. He says, Utsaha nishchayat daryat tatat karma pravardana sangatyaga satovrite shadbir bhakti prasidati. He says, this is the positive part. He says, there are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1, being enthusiastic. 2, endeavoring with confidence. 3, being patient. for acting according to regulative principles. 5, abandoning the association of non-devotees. Like, wait, it was time for positive thinking. And 6, following the footsteps of the previous acharya. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. So he's talking about following in the footsteps of the acharya. So this is like positive association. But he put along this, there's 5 positive things, and he puts here, okay, these positive things, but abandoning association of non-devotees. That's very interesting. Like if you think he has 8 verses, and in 8 verses you have to say everything. You don't have too much space. And he says something in verse 2, and then he repeats in 3rd verse. This also. So it must be important. And then it's interesting. He says, what does it mean to associate with the devotees? And you might say to take prasadam, no? So it's true. Actually, Srila Rupa Goswami says. So he says, offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, exchanging gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasada, and offering prasada are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. And yes, prasadam is there. So, taking prasadam with the devotees is important. Srila Rupa Goswami says. But actually, the most important is inquiring confidentially and revealing our mind in confidence. Which doesn't mean that, as Maharaj says sometimes, revealing your mind in confidence doesn't mean that Prabhu, I really hated this devotee. It doesn't mean that. Really, did you see how he was looking at me? Come on, Prabhu. He's a rascal. It's obvious. No, revealing your mind in confidence means saying something about Krishna. How to follow the process, what you read, So that's, and the other 2, it's explained that it's actually external. Yes, okay, like you build a relationship with someone, you have something external. Like Srila Prabhupada gives the example of businessmen. When they want to do business, they do exactly the same thing. The 6 loving exchanges. They go somewhere to a restaurant, and they go to the restaurant, and then they have some good food, not prasadam probably. And then there's some gifts. Oh, nice to see you. This is from our company, as a token of gratitude. And then there's a protocol. I don't know the protocol, but I heard that there's a menu is 10 courses, and between this cheese and that cheese, you can speak business. You can, as they say, you get to the point. What is the actual point of this meeting? Like, okay, we want to buy this other company, and we want to sabotage them a bit, and so on. Okay, that's what you talk about between this cheese and the other cheese. So, actually, the whole point of that meeting is that get to the business, as they say, no? Get to the point. So, also, devotee association should be like that. Okay, there's prasadam, there's some gifts, and and then at some point you should get to the point. Hey, how about Krishna? Hey, Prabhu, how come you're so stable? How come, what are you doing in it? How is your sadhana? Something, something about Krishna. Otherwise, it's nice, but it's very superficial. So, there's some externals, and then the most important is the revealing of mind in confidence. And then Srila Rupa Goswami says something also very interesting. Next verse, he says, yeah, it's true. But also you should have to take care that there's different types of devotees. Yeah, okay, inquiring in confidence and revealing your mind in confidence, that's okay. That's nice. But he says also, there's still you have to take into account there's some differences. And he says, one should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. Yeah, someone chants Hare Krishna, we are respectful. And then he says, one should offer humble obeisances to the devotees who have undergone spiritual initiation and is engaged in worshipping the deity. Okay, someone who is initiated, not sure what he means by initiated, first initiation, second initiation, anything. Probably second initiation if he's engaged in worshipping the deity. And you should offer humble obeisances, you should show respect. Okay, good. And then he says something even more interesting. And one should associate with and faithfully serve the pure devotee who is advanced in undeviating devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. And so what's interesting is that before, for the first two, he doesn't say that we should associate with them and faithfully serve them, which is very interesting. Is that the point is that you have to recognize who is who, and we should get instructions from the right source. If you take, we come to the temple, and there's this new bhakta, he's doing some yoga. And he also, I don't know, whatever he's doing, and he's not following the principles, and he has these ideas from, because he's doing vinyasa yoga and this, and he's a Buddhist in the same time and so on. And he's chanting some Hare Krishna. You come and you associate with him and you get some instructions from him. You might not make progress too fast, you know, like, like whoa. Yeah, I saw on the internet there's this Facebook group where they put these memes, you know, and there's one with someone is asking, why are your spiritual concepts so vague, you know? And then there's a picture with why, you know, like this. Because usually people, like they have in India. I met this Muslim yesterday. I said, we have, of course, I'm a Muslim. No problem, we like Krishna also. They have an altar, and you know, you have Muhammad, you have Jesus, you have this, you have this. You have these 10 types of gurus who are talking completely different things. And in their head, in their mind, is they're like, it's sabji. A bit of cabbage, a bit of potatoes. Why not some beans? Some tomato, of course. Some sour cream. Yeah. So the point is that we should show respect to all the devotees, but we should also find out who is who and take instructions from those who are more advanced, who are yeah, when you speak, okay, so who is advanced? You know, like as I said before, in ISKCON, whoever Srila Prabhupada is the most advanced. He's the pure devotee. So you have to take instruction from Srila Prabhupada. And there is also, there's this verse after, I skipped two verses. Srila Rupa Goswami says, the essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental form, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Vraja, or in a temple, and serve Krishna under the guidance of the devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord's beloved devotees who are deeply attached to his devotional service. So you can also see this Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Gornitai ki jai, that you have to follow in the footsteps of one inhabitant of Vrindavan. So then you think, okay, who is this inhabitant of Vrindavan that you have to follow in the footsteps? Srimati Radharani, Nanda Maharaj, Mother Yashoda. Yes. Srila Prabhupada once said, I am that inhabitant of Vrindavan. Because for us, Srila Prabhupada is this resident of Vrindavan who knows Krishna. So we have to follow Srila Prabhupada. You have to follow in his footsteps. So that's basic, but sometimes not so basic. That's very important. You should understand, okay, for us, Srila Prabhupada is that resident of Vrindavan. And we should find what he wants us to do. And when we find these advanced devotees, we have to associate with them. And then in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the same thing about inquiring confidential. He says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadek shantite gyanam gyaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. And Srila Prabhupada says, inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there's submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be affected. So, the key to associating with advanced devotees is submission. You think maybe he knows more than I do. Okay. And maybe if he says something, I will follow. Service means he will tell me to do something and I will actually do it. And inquiries. Also, I will try to find out what should I do, why should I do it, and so on. So the point here is that devotee association is very important, but we should understand how to take proper advantage of devotee association. Because just sitting next to the devotees and taking prasadam is good, but there's some limitation. Like yesterday, Lashoka Prabhu was talking about his grandfather, that by his association he got some Ganges water, some tulsi, he even heard some Hare Krišna, and of course, no doubt he got some benefit. Of course you get some benefit. But we should be a bit more ambitious than that. We should want to get a bit more benefit than that. Because like Srila Prabhupada, he wants us to go back home, back to Godhead. And just by getting some Ganga water, going to Mayapur and swimming in the, in the Ganga, we don't get so much benefit. So the point is that we should take this, because as life is really short, and this opportunity is really, it's rare. As they explain, Lord Chaitanya comes once in a day of Brahma, which means once every 1,000 cycles of the 4 yugas. So it's not that he doesn't come all the time. It's not really such a super offer that he comes. And in other Kali Yugas, there's other avatars of Krishna who come, and there's chanting of the holy name, usually Vaikuntha avatars, and it's not with prema, with this Vrindavan prema. So it's quite rare. And if you're not serious in this life, then of course we do some devotional service. We'll not go to the lower species of life, which is already very nice. and we might get in a demigod body, which Maharaj says is not very nice, because as soon as you get in a demigod body, you want to enjoy very much, and then you enjoy so much, and then your time as a demigod expires, and then you come back here, and then you want to continue enjoying as you are doing as a demigod, and it's not legal anymore, and then you're going down, so like a yo-yo, going up and then go to the demoniac species. Not very funny. So this life is very short, and getting a demigod body in the next life, you can say it's a consolation prize, but if you're really intelligent, you're not very attracted. You're like, no, maybe. If you really didn't do enough, maybe you want to get born in a family of devotees, that you can continue your devotional service. So the point is, life is short, and we should take this association very seriously, and we should do really our best to go back to Godhead. That's the purpose. That's what Srila Prabhupada came for. He was like, once he said that most of my disciples will become demigods in the next life. He wasn't happy about it. He didn't say like, wow. He said, yeah, I mean, what to do? Because they have material desires. They want to enjoy. So what can you do? So we should do our best to go back home, back to Godhead. And we should take help from those devotees who are serious in following the pure devotee. So it's Srila Prabhupada, and everyone who is serious in following Srila Prabhupada, they can help us. All our spiritual masters, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, this Vatma Pradarshaka Guru, all these real gurus, they are representatives of Srila Prabhupada, that's all. They are just repeating Srila Prabhupada's message. And their message is effective as much as they repeat Srila Prabhupada's. And we should take help from these devotees who are serious and following Srila Prabhupada and make some progress. And it's also, we should, maybe they are not completely perfect, but it's like they say in, if you now want to go to Krško, and you have no idea how to get to Krško, if you know someone who has a clear idea how to get to Grosuple, it's good, no? At least you're going in the right direction. So Maharaj also gives similar examples. That we have some devotees who maybe they are not perfect yet, but they are following the process, and they are more advanced than we do, and they are just on the way. So we can also follow them. We get to Grosuple. And when we get to Grosuple, we'll figure things out. We'll try to find something more. And if you don't get serious, if you're not serious, then because the point is we should chant Hare Krishna, but we should chant Hare Krishna without offenses. Main offenses, we're not following the spiritual master. If we chant with offenses, Lord Chaitanya says, Bahu Janma Kareya Di Shravana Kirtana Tabutana Paya Krishna Pade Premadana. Then he says, if one is infested with the 10 offenses in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, despite his endeavor to chant the holy name for many births, he will not get the love of Godhead that is the ultimate goal of chanting. So the point is that we can be in the Hare Krishna movement for millions of births and not get Krishna Prema if we're not serious. So we should know what this devotee association is for. Yeah, that's. yeah, final opportunity. We have this wonderful opportunity. Okay, so I'll stop here. If there are some comments, questions, concerns. Thank you. We have a microphone. It's coming.
Thank you for the lecture. I have some serious, I guess, question about when some devotee had the initiation and how to inspire him to make some service. So I tried and tried, and then I gave up because I thought that I pushed too much. So have you some practical advices from what our Acharya said? That's a very hard question, I guess.
That's a good question. I mean, one of the topics you could ask yourself is why did he get initiated? What's the point? You know, like I'm sorry, but you can wonder, you know, like because the whole point, as Maridhar Prabhu explains, the whole point of initiation is a step in because you want to surrender to the spiritual master. And if you don't want to surrender to the spiritual master, I mean, what's the point? You know, like you start. There's a train going from here to Maribor. If you don't want to go to Maribor, why do you get in the train? You know, like oh, sorry. So yeah, usually this should be dealt with before. You know, like now in ISKCON we're a bit liberal, and I mean in some way. They are doing some service, they are chanting Hare Krishna, but Srila Prabhupada's mood was not that we are chanting Hare Krishna. One of my favorite, there's this part in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita with, from the Vyasa Puja of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada has this Vyasa Puja offering. And Srila Prabhupada says something, I'll just paraphrase it. Yeah, it's nice, we came here, we're offering some flowers, there will be some prasadam, life's good, it's okay. But how about we do something? That's more or less Srila Prabhupada's offering, you know, like he's more or less saying, yeah, it's nice, we take prasadam, we give some flowers, we read something, we glorify, but how about we follow in his footsteps? How about we follow his instructions? You know, like as he says when he read this commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on 241 from Bhagavad Gita, and he got this idea, oh, I have to make the mission of my spiritual master my life and soul. That's my life. So that's what it should be. And if you understand this, then it's very good. How do you preach to other devotees? I mean, you can't. Because unless there's some submission, service, and inquiry, and unless they accept your guidance, they're just wasting your time, you know, like, just, you know, it's, you can try, but, yeah, they will just like, why so much pushing, why, you know, why don't you mind your own business? so anyway, you can, whoever you can try to help, you can help, but no, it doesn't mean, for me, you know, like before you come in this movement, you're like, oh, this devotee is initiated. You're like, wow, you know, he must be serious. And then after you see him, I mean, yes, for me it doesn't mean anything anymore, you know, like he's initiated, he has second initiation, he's 30 years in the movement. Yeah, nice, very good. So you have to see everyone according to their level, and if you can help them, good. If you can associate with them and cooperate in expanding Lord Chaitanya's movement, good. If not, good. There's this something called Haribol friendship. Haribol, Haribol. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. I don't know. That's that's a good. It's a good topic, but the point is everyone has free will. So yeah, you can, as they say, you can bring the horse to the water, but you can not make the horse drink. Anyway, I don't know if that helps, but.
You said everything in the lecture, but that's that. We cannot push. We cannot make ourselves guilty because of them. They are not doing nothing progress.
Yeah, I mean that's eventually spiritual progress is individual. So everyone should, if they have the proper attitude, then will make progress. If they don't have the proper attitude, they'll make progress. I mean, it's not you're in the movement, you're chanting some Hare Krishna. There is some progress. Something is happening, you know. And sometimes Krishna will put some fire under your feet. And then you're like, oh. You know, like this devotees in it can happen, you know, what happened in Ukraine, what happened in Bangladesh. But some interesting things might happen, and you're like, when they come and destroy your temple, you're a bit more serious. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Oh, Krishna, Hare Hare. You know? So, yeah, don't worry. As my Guru Maharaj said once, don't be disturbed by the lack of consciousness of Krishna consciousness of other people. And if you're too disturbed, you cannot help them. I'm still working on this. So, anyway, thank you. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today we have spiritual fitness program. What kind? I don't know. First prasadam. You cannot do fitness if you don't eat healthy. Mercy in, mercy out. Mercy in, mercy out. Yeah, Srila Rupa Goswami says that you have to take prasadam. Good that he says now, but we might feel guilty. Bonafide. Sometimes if he's in Gaza, he says things that he knows his disciples will like. The number is the last call. Last call. Okay, nothing. Last call.
bolj frančas. Dobro, se. Tale, nektar duhovnih napotkov je res nektar.
Ja,
To je.
mislim tak, ne rečem, zelo preprosto.
Ja, tako, tukaj treba, gre za nas.
Pridemo v dejstvo.
Ja.
To pa to, pa se
Zanimivo je tudi tu, ne, ko je. Velikrat se pač moramo biti v nekem kontaktu z centralisti. Koliko je pa to meni se pravilno družiti centralisti. Da se ne izmenjuješ teh, da nimaš teh intimnih izmenjav. Sem bližen, pa greš, si z vlakom, pa bolj tudi se pogovori.
Ne, tak drži.